We made a commitment to America that we would bring a milestone bill, the Parents' Bill of Rights. And that's what today is all about. It's about every parent, every mom and dad, but most importantly, about the students in America today. Education is the great equalizer. And we want the parents to be empowered. And that's what we're doing today. That you have a say in your kids' education, not government.
And he might just as well have added, not school administrators or teachers, you, the parent. And that is something that Nicole Neily, who was at this event, very strongly supports, kind enough to join us now. Nicole, there are a lot of people who are seizing on this and saying, well, why do this now? Will you set up new rules and laws and restrictions that could be as onerous as the ones that are being replaced? What do you say?
I don't think anything's being replaced. If anything, it's reiterating a lot of the rights that we already have that our public schools refuse to recognize. The right to petition our public schools for redress of grievances, the right to be heard, the right to be involved in our children's education and not have secrets kept from us. This trust is being violated on a regular basis. And so the fact that the House has stepped up to actually fill this void and remind taxpayer-funded entities of their obligations is, it's sad, but it's welcome.
You know, I'm curious, too. I mean, how does this become reality for a lot of folks? And we're seeing some of the items like the right to, you know, what your kids are being taught, the right to be heard, to protect your child's privacy, et cetera. How does that become the rule of the land? How do you make that happen?
I think it's, how countries go from socialism, into socialism, slowly and then very quickly. So over the past 2 years, the Parents Defending Education has been in existence. We have been receiving 50 to 200 tips a week from across the country. Almost everybody wants to be anonymous because they are terrified of retaliation, both against themselves as well as their children. People who ask their teachers or their districts what their children are being taught and are being hit with thousands of dollars in public records request fees. Teachers that are mocking families for wanting to opt their children out of explicit sexual curriculum lessons. Schools finding out that parents finding out that their schools are data mining their children through companies like Panorama Education, the company owned by Merrick Garland's son-in-law. This is taking place behind closed doors. And until COVID, sadly, most parents had no idea that this was taking place.
So, a lot has been said on the right that this is about, stopping what many have called the woke indoctrination in our schools. There are a lot of examples of that, including efforts where teachers don't pass along to parents things they've told their very own kids. Have you encountered that?
We have identified, Parents Defending Education actually this week is coming out with a list of over 120 schools across the country that maintain these parental exclusion policies that explicitly in school materials and policies passed by school boards say that parents do not have a right to know their child's gender identity. That is interfering with our right to raise our children. It's a violation of our 14th Amendment rights. Parents Defending Education actually has a lawsuit in Iowa right now about a district that has these policies. It's immoral and it's unconstitutional.
So where does this go then, Nicole? Because there, as you know, many on the left have said, and those who back the teachers union, that this is intrusive. I find that a little odd because the last time I checked, you are the parents and these are your kids. But what do you think of that argument that this is something that's actually racist at its core and something that isn't productive in the end? It doesn't help the kids in the end.
Those are straw man arguments. Is it racist for parents to know what their children are learning? Is it racist for parents to want to know how our taxpayer-funded schools are spending our dollars, hiring equity consultants for thousands and thousands of dollars while children are unable to read? We have seen children's educational achievement fall off a cliff with the most recent NAEP scores. And frankly, even before the pandemic, they weren't good. Our children are in school for a finite amount of time, 7 or 8 hours a day. And rather than addressing reading, writing, and arithmetic, they're spending hours a day on identity politics and secrets like this. It's unbelievable that this is actually the place we've come to in America. And so to accuse parents who want to know what their children are learning of being racist or xenophobic or transphobic or anything is preposterous.
We'll see how it goes. Nicole, thank you very much. Nicole Neily, a big backer of this Parents' Bill of Rights, just to make sure parents have some right in their kids' education say.